What is up, Trust True for this Trust to Impress, and I am Biggity B-A-C-K back with another video. In today's video, I am going to be making DIY body scrubs, and I'm going to be using recipes from more of Aaliyah's channel. So if you are interested in seeing how I do these DIY exfoliating scrubs, then stay tuned. Also, don't forget to check out more of Aaliyah's original videos so that you guys can check out her recipes. She was a little bit more exact than I am in my video, but hey, you still get the drift. I'm also going to review all of the scrubs and let you guys know what I thought of each one. And let's get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share out this video. Let's talk for just a quick second about why I'm even doing body scrubs in the first place. So I have this horrible strawberry skin, chicken skin, whatever y'all want to call it, on my legs. And one of my goals for 2021 is to take care of my skin, y'all. My skin on my face, my whole body is just getting out of control. So therefore, I am going to take a break from razors. As far as my legs go, no razors at all. I think that is the culprit in this crazy, disgusting skin on my legs. And then also start scrubbing. Well, I was scrubbing to begin with, but I was using a store-bought scrub. So I'm interested to see if the all-natural DIY scrubs work any better for my skin. I do have sensitive skin, so the store-bought scrub could have been making my problem worse. I actually didn't notice that I had really bad chicken skin or strawberry skin until after I started the razors and the scrubs, like together. So I don't know. Maybe it was the scrub that was irritating my skin. However, I can't wait to try out these scrubs and give you guys my full review. So let's get straight into the video.
Here I am just showing you guys what my skin looks like so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So on the close-up, you can kind of see this hyperpigmentation, and it is very textured and bumpy. And I even noticed that some of these dark spots are actually ingrown hairs. So I'm not so sure if coupling scrubbing with using the razor is not what made this issue start, because I've never noticed it being this bad on my skin. But it's time to take control and do something about it. So first of all, I'm just running a foot bath, starting off with some warm water and some eucalyptus oil. If you're going to do a foot bath, I highly suggest that you add in some essential oils. It's great aromatherapy for your body as you inhale those essential oils as they activate in the warm water. And then it's also good therapy for your body internally as your feet absorb the oils. I am also adding some milk to this bath for two reasons. One, for my skin, and two, because my toenails look horrible and I don't want you guys to see them. So serves two purposes. So this is what the bath is looking like thus far. And that milk that I use is actually a lactose-free milk. It's by Fairlife. So I figure if lactose irritates my internal digestive system, that it will probably irritate my skin as well. I'm not sure. But that's just what I had in the fridge and what I chose to use. Also, I'm adding in these rose petals. These roses are actually from an old bouquet that the flowers are completely dried, but in adding them in the warm water, they will rehydrate. Not much to the rose petals except just a feminine touch for my self-care. So this is really giving major self-care vibes. I'm showing you everything that I've laid out to create these scrubs that are inspired by more of Aaliyah. Y'all make sure you check out her channel. I mean, she really did it with the scrubs. So I am going to try to make her recipes to the best of my ability. However, it's not going to be perfect. Her measurements were more exact, as I mentioned earlier, but mine are just completely straight eyeballing it while still keeping with her recipes as much as possible. And then for some of them, I kind of added my own little touch just to make it my own and customize it to what my skin needs are. I am starting off with this 1/2 cup measure for dry ingredients. More of Aaliyah was actually using a whole cup, but I chose to use this one because of the shape of mine. The whole cup was going to be too large for me to put the ingredients into the mason jars that I selected without making a mess. So of course, along the way, you kind of have to edit this to work for you. I was not interested in buying products for this process. I used all things that I already had in my home and that I already had in my pantry. So it's not exact, but I did kind of try to pre-measure out a full cup in this bowl. So I'm just going to add all of the sugar that I have in the bowl into my mason jar. So there we have it. And this is just the pure white sugar scrub that we're starting off with. We're going to make 3 separate scrubs. So this is scrub number 1. And on top of that white sugar, we're going to add in this raw honey. So this is just 100% honey. You have to be very careful when you purchase the honey. You don't want it to be too sticky. So you don't want honey that has like high fructose corn syrup or any other types of sugars added. Just raw honey is good for your skin. It's also good internally, which is why I just licked some off the jar. And our next ingredient is going to be some fresh squeezed lemon juice. Now you can use lemon juice concentrate in a container, which is what more of Aaliyah used. But since I had a lemon that was already cut in the fridge, I decided to go ahead and use the rest of that. Now, the honey is going to work as a binding agent, and then the lemon is kind of like the liquid that pulls everything together. So it breaks down the sugar a little bit, but it's not enough liquid to completely dissolve the sugar. More of Aaliyah also suggested that you always add the dry ingredients to your container first. So that's why I put the sugar in first, topped it with the honey, and then topping that with the lemon juice. So after we've added that, it is time to go ahead and start the mixing process. And then, of course, the great thing about making the scrub yourself is you can create the consistency that you want for your skin, whatever is more comfortable for you to use. So I personally like a thicker scrub, and normally when I buy them from the store, they're more of a thinner consistency. So this one actually came out perfectly for me with the amount of lemon juice and the amount of honey that was added. But if you want to make it a thinner consistency, you can add more liquid. And now I am doing my own touch of essential oil. So this is kind of my own customization. I decided to add in a little bit of lavender oil. If you're going to use aromatherapy in your scrubs, I highly suggest that you research the benefits of the particular essential oils that you are using. I chose mine for specific reasons according to their benefits. So I only added about 1 or 2 drops of the lavender oil in here. You don't want to add too much essential oil, and definitely not enough of the essential oil to use as a thinning agent because it can irritate the skin. So that first scrub is completely done. And now we are going to move on to the second scrub, which is a brown sugar scrub. So the base of this one is going to be brown sugar, and we're going to pretty much do the process the same way, starting off with our dry ingredients and adding those to the container, and then adding in the wet ingredients and increasing the wet ingredients until we get the consistency that we desire for the scrub. Also, if you are enjoying this video thus far, please check below and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and click that bell to turn on your post notifications so that you are the first to know when I post a new video. I'm usually a little bit louder with more energy, but I'm trying to keep it a little cool, calm, and collected since this is a very relaxing self-care experience. So I'm just going to add all of my brown sugar that I had pre-measured out into my mason jar. It was roughly 1 cup of brown sugar. And I'm doing some of my mixing over the tray that I have here, and then I'm doing some of it over my tub. So I think it's a really good idea to kind of make this in the kitchen, over your sink or over your bathroom tub, so that any mess that you're making, it's not a whole lot of cleanup to be done. So after adding the brown sugar, the next ingredient that we're going to go in with is the coconut oil. Now this coconut oil that I have is solid at room temperature, so you want to be sure to heat it. I think more of Aaliyah did the same thing. So by heating up the coconut oil, I did that in the microwave. It will be a liquid consistency and it's a lot easier to mix. Now, of course, with the coconut oil being the liquid agent that we're using, you will need to heat up this scrub when you use it. It's going to go back to a solid form. Now I'm adding some vanilla extract. I can't remember exactly how much more of Aaliyah used, but I decided to just put in enough to give that nice fresh baked goods smell. I love the smell of vanilla, especially in skin products. And I wasn't really getting a nice consistency, so I just kept adding the coconut oil until everything was combined. There was no more dry brown sugar, and everything was mixed really well. Now with this one, you can warm up the coconut oil in the shower with the warm water, or you can pop it into the microwave for a couple seconds before you take the scrub into the shower so that it's nice and pliable. And then lastly, once again, I'm going to add my own touch on this one by giving a couple of drops of eucalyptus oil. And you don't have to, if you try this out, you can choose your own essential oils. Everyone's body is different and everyone needs the different benefits of different essential oils. So you choose the ones that best suit you for the scrubs that you try out. And after that, we are ready to move on to our third and last scrub. And at this point, y'all, I am so excited because it smells absolutely amazing. I wish you guys could smell through the video. Unfortunately, you cannot. So I have my third mason jar here. And the base for this scrub is going to be salt rather than sugar. So the Epsom salt is a little bit more coarse. And this is great for your skin. This is great for soaking. And you guys can see here I have the Dr. Teal's pure Epsom salt. And I have to use this one if I'm using the Epsom salt in my bath or in my shower because it is fragrance free. It is very difficult to find this pure Epsom salt by Dr. Teal's that is fragrance free because most of the Dr. Teal's that you see in the stores have some type of fragrance added, and those fragrances irritate my sinuses every single time. I prefer to use the pure Epsom salt and then I just add drops of essential oil, as needed. So whatever they're using for the fragrance is not a natural pure essential oil. It's something that irritates my respiratory system. So if you have that same sensitivity, then definitely I challenge you to find the Dr. Teal's pure Epsom salt. And now I'm going to add in some ground coffee. And if my husband watches this video, I am going to get in big trouble because I used his Starbucks ground coffee. Yes, I did, but that's all the coffee we had. I don't drink coffee. So You can use the coffee of your choice. I don't think it really matters. If you're sensitive to smell, you might want to use a roast that you really, really like. But
And
I thought that it would add a
Epsom
great
salt,
smell, and this is cocoa powder.
Like.
So this is just Hershey's
If you're not sensitive
baking
to the different
cocoa powder.
fragrances.
Same thing
So
that you would
I'm
cook
dumping
with.
in my coffee,
And
and I
thought that it
think
would
for the
add
coffee,
a nice
I
chocolate
used half of a
fragrance.
cup, if I'm not
In more of
mistaken.
Aaliyah's video,
and this
she
is
mentioned
another
that
ingredient that I'm
the
just tossing
scrub
in
smelled
that
like
was not
chocolate
recommended
mint.
by more of
So I
Aaliyah.
just wanted to enhance that a little bit. And now I'm just adding in olive oil as the liquid or the binding agent. And now it's time to mix this up. And let me tell you guys, this one was a lot more messy. I think because the jar is a little bit more full than the others to mix up. So you definitely want to do this over the sink or the tub. And here I'm just adding in spearmint to bring out that mint smell. So this is like a nice, soothing chocolate mint smell for the people who are like me and like to smell like baked goods. So now it's just time to mix all of that together, and you just continue adding olive oil until you get the consistency that you prefer. So once again, no particular measurements. This one, because the salt is more coarse, definitely took a lot more mixing power and mixing time. And I actually never did get to the salt at the very, very bottom of this mason jar. But as I use it daily, I just pick up more from the bottom and stir it in. So you can take your time with it a little bit more than I did. And these are the finished products for our scrubs. Scrub number 1, scrub number 2, and scrub number 3. And they smell amazing, y'all. I cannot wait to use them. And now it is testing time. And y'all can see all of that coffee that I got in the bathtub just by trying to mix the scrub. So it's definitely a bit messy, but I'm going to try out the scrub, the salt and coffee scrub first. And I'm going to use each one of these scrubs on a different section of skin on my legs so that I can really analyze how each one works. So this one smells good. Of course, it smells like chocolate. If I were to make this scrub again, I think that I would not add in the cocoa powder simply because it made the tub a little bit more difficult to clean out. I highly suggest using this particular scrub in the shower versus the tub. It's definitely easier to use in the shower. And the feel of this one is very, very coarse. So I think it's going to work really well on the ingrown hairs, and especially work well on exfoliating my skin. But it was a bit rough for the way that I like my scrubs to feel. And that also could have been because I'm using a rag. Because later on, in scrubbing my skin, I started to use my hands, and it felt a lot better. And I was just pointing out some redness on my skin from the scrub being so coarse. So now I'm going to rinse that one out and try my next scrub. So y'all can see I use that one on my lower leg on the right side. And then I'm going to use the brown sugar scrub on the lower leg of my left side. And this one did feel a little bit softer, but it was still a very coarse, rough feeling on my skin. A little bit more than I would have liked. So Once again, I don't know if I should attribute that to the rag or attribute that to the thickness that I made my scrub, or if it's just the coarseness of the sugar. And lastly, I'm going to try out the lemon scrub. And I think the color of this one is really, really nice. I didn't expect it to come out as yellow as it did without having any type of dye added. And y'all, this one feels amazing. This one was by far my favorite. By far. My skin was the softest in that area. The smell was amazing. It felt silky on my skin. So if I'm going to remake any of these scrubs, it will definitely be that one. Like, I will probably use that one for life. Literally. And then I'm just going to rinse everything off. And it's almost time for cleanup. So of course I don't want these flower petals clogging the drain, so I'm going to scoop those out first. If you know an easier way to do this, please let me know down in the comments below, because it's really a pain after you do these wonderful self-care soaks, and then you have to fish everything out of the tub. And as y'all just saw, the lemon that I used for the first scrub that I created, I did drop it into the bathtub. So lemon baths actually have really good cleansing benefits as well, both physical and spiritual. And look at this tub water. I promise y'all my feet were not that dirty. That was the coffee and the cocoa. I promise. I'm just going to make sure everything is completely rinsed off. You guys know with the scrubs, it really, really likes to stick to your skin. So these are better done in the shower, but I'm not taking you guys into the shower. So I actually use them on the consecutive days in the shower, and the cleanup was a lot easier. And getting this coffee out of the tub is a pain. It really was a pain. But I got there. And using these inexpensive mops to clean out your tub, if you have a garden tub, it makes it a whole lot easier. Because sometimes if you're really tiny like I am, it can be difficult to reach around all of the different sides of the tub. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share out this video, and check out more of Aaliyah's video. Thank you guys so much for chilling out with me on my little self-care time. And if you would like for me to upload a purely ASMR version of this video, I can definitely do that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that idea.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I enjoyed spending my self-care Sunday time with you guys, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share out this video, and I will see you in the next one. Also, don't forget to check out more of Aaliyah's channel and her original videos.